I think a lot of people worry about our kids' health in our schools. But rather than just worrying about it, what we're not doing is we're not saying, what can we do about it? I came here not knowing a single thing about the city other than I was following a passion and following my heart of what I wanted to be doing and that I wanted to work with youth, and this was my opportunity to do so. I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. So the first day that I walked into Benson, we're actually seeing the steps and the big columns, and it's just a ginormous school. I was really overwhelmed. When I arrived at Benson High School in 2010, I was their first HealthCorps coordinator ever really to come to Portland. The first week that I was here, I walked around with a backpack. I didn't have an office. They weren't really sure where they were going to put me. I had a bunch of apples. I carried apples. I don't know why I thought I had to be the apple lady.
I don't think we really thought we needed to change. We thought we've got a good health program, we've got a good PE program. Then Amy came in with HealthCorps and just gave us a little different look. It's like, oh, well, that's a different way to do things. She sort of changed the climate.
So there are about 66 coordinators in various schools across the nation, and we're still growing. We'd like to be in about 100 schools within this next year. HealthCorps pays for coordinators, so it's completely free for schools.
I've always been in the inner city schools, and I've always seen the need for students to be physically active.
That's all I've ever wanted to do, was just to work with the kids. I don't know why I'm gonna start to cry. I wrote a proposal, and my teachers, Katie Meyer and Linda McClellan, they wrote letters to HealthCorps of what our dream was gonna look like and what we were going to do and how we were going to change health and PE to be more sustainable so that students could exercise every single day and really be learning about mental strength and physical activity and nutrition on a daily basis and how we could integrate that into PE and health.
I looked at kind of my mindset, which was, you know, it's just my job to make sure they get the information, and then it's up to them to make their choices. And I just decided, no, it's up to me to help them get fit. It's a better way to do it, so just make the change. Even though you thought you were going to retire in a year, there's still a better way, and if there's a better way, I should be doing it whether I'm a year away from retirement or not.
They ran me through the program, what they were going to be doing, and I was so excited to join and try the new PE. I can see the passion and desire that they want to change these kids' lives.
It is one of the most diverse schools on the West Coast. A lot of these students come from poverty backgrounds, and what they eat impacts their health.
As far as food and academic performance, it's like food feeds your brain. And so how could you think that a Pop-Tart and a Slurpee would help a student be the most productive for their day?
This intertwining and collaboration has been the answer to our prayers because kids get it. HealthCorps will help them develop a healthy snack. Health will teach them what that is in terms of metabolism and calories, and PE will give them an opportunity to get rid of it and metabolize it by exercise.
It is the hardest PE in the Portland public high schools. Honestly, when the first day I was a freshman, because that's the first day I figured out PE would be hard. I got into the gym and they're like, okay, this year you have to get rid of PE and health off of your credits list. And I was like, yes, I can sleep in every other morning. That did not happen.
HealthCorps being in a high school is so different than any other organization. Our mission is to shape a healthier generation, to encourage students to take charge of their health. And then they also have a voice, too, where they get to go home and share with their families and with their communities about why they maybe don't necessarily think things should be this way as far as our food system. So we're developing these little advocates for change.
My dad, he struggles with his weight. And I think that seeing me, doing my sports And being at Benson and just really working on being healthy, it's helping him to really see, well, know what, my son's doing this, I can do this too. Personally, I think I'm being an inspiration to him.
My family is kind of shocked that I'm like, oh, let's go on a walk. Let's go exercise. Let's go play football or something. It's a nice shock, I think. I hope.
How can we help kids learn how to be healthy for their life? By helping them goal set and helping them learn how to do it out in the real world. They're not gonna have 50 other kids being able to play badminton with them or a basketball game. So how do we do this at home? How are we gonna keep this going?
We're actually teaching them things that they can do for a lifetime. Not just after college, I'm done playing basketball or I'm done playing football and now I won't have anything else to do. It's a lifestyle change. It's not just sports anymore. We're trying to change the lifestyle.
So I was able to learn a lot from Miss Amy, especially like what we should eat, how much we should eat, what's good for you and what's not good for you, and that really helped me. I'd always eat junk food and I'm like, hey, this isn't very good for me. Let me actually make some good healthy meals so I can get better and succeed in what I'm trying to do.
Really, it was just like getting them to actually see health and taste it and feel it and try it. And so I decided that first year that I really wanted to teach cooking because I've always loved to cook. I thought, well, maybe the kids would get in on it. Actually, it boomed. There were so many kids that showed up. I set up like all these tables with the kids and said, we're gonna have a family dinner, because a lot of our kids don't have family dinners. They don't sit down and eat with their families because they're so busy working their families, and there's lots of reasons why maybe they wouldn't sit down and have family dinner. So that was one really special thing that I love doing with my students, is that just being able to cook something with them and sit down and hear about their day over food.
And the timing was really good because Portland Public Schools, Nutrition Services, there was a lot of, there's been a lot of work lately to get the cafeterias with healthier menus, and the farm to school program, trying to get healthy produce, and the HealthCorps message. I think that was really what started to change the climate, to really be thinking more about health.
This whole experience for me has been about asking for help. This year with our health and PE program, we realized that we can't do it on our own, that it's just too big of a monster to tackle, and that we really need people to help and to support us.
We applied for a very large amount of money through a grant that Nike was offering for healthy kids.
We've just been a lot more aggressive about getting out in the community and saying, hey, do you want to help us out? And we've been really pleased that a lot of people have wanted to do that.
We just took a leap of faith. We went out there thinking, we're not really sure if we're going to actually get this money, but why not? Why not try? Why not write a grant and ask for help? With our Nike grant, we purchased spinning bikes, and we also purchased a rail yard system. Linda would be able to tell you a little bit more about that.
The rail yard system is a very large Tinker Toy type plastic apparatus that gives kids an opportunity to do things that are real life things, like stepping over a box or getting up onto or off of something. It's not just basic jumping jacks and push-ups, but they're actual movements that we would do in everyday life. You can configure all types of ways and add your own little spin to it so that they get continuous exercise and muscular strength. We knew that everybody likes to be a little kid, but they enjoy the little combat crawls, the bunny hops, the things that little kids do. Even as high school kids, they love to play. We've had these partnerships that have given us some things that we didn't have before that makes it exciting and motivating.
Met a person from Nike, and we were talking about our program because we were excited, and they said, hey, we ought to hook you up with our fuel band people. And we're like, yeah. And they donated 300 fuel bands, one for all of our freshmen if they wanted to participate. It's been a big hit.
Yeah, we have little competitions. If you can get more than 1,000 points in PE, you get 3 to 5 points in extra credit. We have competitions out of PE, how many points you can get before you have to walk home.
Another big shift that Amy and I have worked together with is how to make health more experiential. So they're not just half-time PE, half-time sitting in the classroom.
My second year that I was here, I decided to start up a yoga class, and from HealthCorps, I got inspired to become a yoga instructor. So during my time as working for HealthCorps, I would go to yoga classes in the evening, and I went through a whole yoga training for a couple of months. But I was trying to help my principal think of what can we do about the fact that we have these study halls packed with kids. And the only thing that I could think of was, let's teach them yoga. Let's teach them how to study and reduce their stress through yoga. And now, yoga is integrated into our classes every single Wednesday, and all 235 freshmen take yoga.
You can do yoga up until you're 60, 70. As long as you can move, you can do yoga. And we're teaching them Tai Chi, so meditation is stress relief.
We didn't sit in the classroom and talk about it. We did it. They were active. Those are all health requirements. We have to teach them about stress management and coping with feelings. And, so those are some ways which we tried to get health out of the classroom and into life. Because most of health really is things we practice in our life.
In the first 3 months, I couldn't even believe the statistics of, we've been tracking the kids with our research. So the first 3 months, we found out that our kids have lost over a total of 868 pounds just from moving every day.
And the thing is, most kids want to lose weight. They just don't have that person pushing them behind them to give them that drive to really start.
My health has changed a lot. I lost 25 pounds since the school year started, 18 in the first 3 months of school. So it's a lot of weight.
I didn't really know. I didn't really notice at first because there's so many of them. Sometimes it's hard to tell exactly because teenage bodies are changing all the time. So I didn't really know if it had to do with what Katie and Linda and I were doing.
My family, when I first started high school, they were like, "Oh, Benjamin, you're losing so much weight. You're looking so good." So yeah, my family has noticed, yeah.
I've had to buy a lot of new clothes.
I've definitely changed how I think about myself. When I used to look in the mirror, I was like, but now it's like, whoa, that is a huge difference. How did that happen? And I just like the way I look a lot more, and I'm a lot happier in general, so.
I was saying, Vic, you're looking really good. And he's like, oh, you don't even know. Let me show you this picture that I've got that I posted on Facebook. And it was a before and after picture. And Vic was about 20 pounds, a little bit heavier than what he is now. And it was just incredible.
Everyone here knows how hard we worked and, we put off the weight. And I think as going forward, more kids are gonna be maybe even losing more weight, and everyone in our class is gonna be more healthy, all the way up to graduation, even further.
We're also learning about how to maintain our bodies after this, because we only have a year of this. So for the rest of high school and the rest of our lives, we need to keep up what we're doing.
9th grade is the only year they have health, and it's the only year they have PE. It's a 1-year requirement for graduation. It's a travesty, truly. The assumption is that if you take physical education out of their lifestyles, that they will have more time to focus on the academic maths and science and English, which are very important. But I think that is the excuse that we have been making for years. We're trying to prove to people that by activating the brain with exercise, they will do better academically, and the research shows it overwhelmingly.
I believe that kids will definitely do better in school. And part of doing good in school is being able to eat healthy and being able to stay awake and being focused and eating the right things. And also PE, gets your mind working every morning. So I come in school, I'm a little bit tired and drowsy. I go to PE, I wake up, I get my sweat on, I get working, and I'm able to go to my math class, biology class, geometry class.
One of the best advantages of having first period PE is that I get energized for the day, and then I'm also cooling down. So I pay more attention in my classes. I like to think that I learned a lot, especially the periods right after PE.
When kids exercise every day, they improve academically across the board. Socioeconomically, it doesn't matter if you're poor or black or white or Hispanic or where you come from, the gains are across the board equal.
I'm Native American, and a lot of my family members have passed away from health issues at an early age, and it kind of pushed me into the health field and health education and learning about myself first, and then it kind of grew from there to helping others with health. My father died at age 42. Alcoholic, smoked, wasn't very active, and he was overweight, and he died of a massive heart attack at age 42. And All of my aunts and uncles are all diabetic and have high blood pressure. I hope to run a program like this program here.
I've dedicated my life to this because it needs to happen. Their body is where they will live for the next 80 years, and we want it to be a great moving machine.
I think that's one of the things we're really trying to do in this program is change that whole mindset about moving and exercise. Instead of, oh, this is terrible, it's work, to get them to go, oh, this is an opportunity, this is something good for my body.
I'm glad that I'm a part of this. It's interesting and it's new and it's like kind of paving the way for the younger generation. I believe every school should have something like this.
Just being around happy people, which would be our class because we're a lot happier because we're fit, happier with ourselves. I think just being around happy people is going to make other people happy. I know it does for me.
It has a lot to do with why I'm so passionate about working with my kids. When I was growing up, I was pretty overweight. When I was in high school, I remember looking at the scale being at like 223 pounds. Wasn't that it was like a really unhealthy child, I was just different than a lot of my friends. It's something that you experience day in and day out of trying to figure out how to make a healthy choice. I'm just so excited when kids get that drive to want to do something for themselves. And I realize that it's not, I don't think that it's me. I think that I encourage my students. I tell them that they can do it. Like, we can do this together. We can figure out a way to make you feel good and help you lose weight and feel good about your body and feel good about who you are so that you can go and conquer the world. I want to be able to thrive. I want to feel successful. And that's what I want my kids to feel like too, that their health is an avenue. It's a journey to help them get to where they want to be in life.